Welcome into part 2 on All Andy Alfred right here on Clayfan 223. I'm Andy Alfred. Welcome you back into this third edition. We were just continuing to talk, and it was just we're having a great discussion. We're into the NBA playoffs, and I'm with Lucas Sigurdson right here. Lucas, welcome back in. We're continuing the discussion of the NBA playoffs. The Indiana Pacers being a surprising team.
They're a tough team.
They're a tough team. You believe they're a tough team?
They're a tough team. I think Carmelo Anthony, I think they're really opening his eyes. Yeah,
Is this going back to like what it was in '94 with Reggie Miller?
I picked the Celtics to beat New York in the opening round. It was my dark horse pick. They're down 3-0, fought back 3-2, but then fell short in Game 6, of course. But I think Indiana's. I think there's a tough team. I think they'll actually get past New York, and I think they'll go on to face Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miami's going to come around and beat Chicago, and maybe 6 or 7. Yeah, I can't see Miami losing to a Derrick Rose's team. Even though Nate Robinson's on fire,
I have that feeling.
I don't see him carrying that whole team.
I have that feeling that this is going to be the team that could do it. I think it's going to go the full 7, and I think the Bulls will actually beat the Heat this time. I think it's going to go the full 7. I think the Bulls are going to do it. Now, the Bulls had a hard time against an easy team in the Brooklyn Nets. But then
I picked the Nets.
You picked the Nets.
I picked the Nets, and
you picked Chris Humphries and the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, even though I'm a Suns fan, it really upset me when the Nets let go of PJ Carlosimo after the season. I thought Carlosimo did a fine job taking over for Avery Johnson.
I have to say something really quick. You like the Avs, you like the Phillies, and you like the Suns.
And the Steelers and Michigan. I'm all over the place.
You are like people talk about me.
Smorgasbord of sports.
Talk about me and my picks of teams. But speaking of picks of teams, the Oklahoma City Thunder and Kevin Durant.
I like them going into the playoffs. Then Russell Westbrook went down. I don't know. Memphis is a very defensive team. Of course, Marc Gasol won Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA. Oklahoma City's up 1-0. They look good in Game 1. But I wonder long term if being without Russell Westbrook, I wonder if that'll hurt them at all. They've had guys step up. They've had plenty of guys step up and contribute. But I mean, I don't know if Kevin Durant can carry this team all the way through the NBA.
How many games do you think this is going to go?
I think this would easily be a 7-game series. I don't see it going any less than 5. I mean, maybe 6 wouldn't surprise me. I think Memphis will. You have Zach Randolph. He's phenomenal. I think. So Oklahoma City, I think, is going to have some trouble without Westbrook when it comes to scoring. So you think
Memphis will prevail over Oklahoma City in 6 or 7?
No, I think Oklahoma City
pulls it out.
I think they pulled out because Kevin Durant's going to have to score at least 30 points a game, and I know he will because he's Kevin Durant. Memphis is going to put up a great fight, but if they get past Oklahoma City gets past this round. They won't get to the NBA Finals.
So, do you think also that so you would have Oklahoma City versus Golden State, and you pick Golden State to win the whole thing. In the East, you have Miami and Chicago, as well as Indiana and New York. Those two teams, do you think that the Heat will run through that?
I think Miami will get past Chicago. I don't think Nate Robinson can carry this team all the way through the series against very tough defending national champion Miami Heat team. Mm-hmm. I'd like to believe that the Heat will get past them, and then I think Indiana will take out New York. Then with Miami, Indiana, that could be a great series. It
was a good series last year.
I think Game 1, with the Heat and Bulls really open up LeBron's eyes, really open up Dwayne Wade's eyes. But if they get past this, it's going to be even tougher if they go up against Roy Hibbert and Indiana Pacers team. Because the Pacers, Danny Granger is healthy. The whole team, they're fine. They're a great basketball team. They can be deadly. They can be that team that can fight through and take out the Miami Heat.
I really be very interested to see how LeBron's going to play with this. And the mentality. I think LeBron and the Heat are going to run it through the East, and they're going to make the finals. But I think that, San Antonio in that small market, everybody honestly don't like San Antonio as the pick. But I picked, at the beginning of the playoffs, I picked the Clippers to win the whole thing. I had that feeling with the Lakers being down this year, and with Kobe going down with the injury. I basically said that's a Clipper championship right there. I write that in. I wrote that in. I literally did. I wrote that in, and I said, you know what?
How do you feel now?
I felt like it just.
Yeah, I wrote down Golden State right from the beginning. I figured Stephen Curry would just destroy the 3-point land. Now of course up against San Antonio, and it's the way Game 1 went, where they're up so big, and then San Antonio fights back and takes it in double overtime. That scares me. That worries me about how good, how much can this Golden State team put up with. The San Antonio, they have weapons. They have Tim Duncan, the Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker. You just need the three of them, and then throw in Tavo Cephalosha, throw in Kawhi Leonard. You can't go wrong with the Spurs. Yeah. But I hope Golden State pulls it through. Yeah, I'm in a $5 pool.
$5 pool. All bets are off. I'll tell you that much right there.
But let's keep going with the Brooklyn Nets. They're pursuing Phil Jackson to be their next head coach. I think the Los Angeles Lakers made the dumb move of the century, choosing Mike D'Antoni over Phil Jackson. Jackson was willing to come back. Do you think the Lakers would still be in the playoffs if they had Phil Jackson?
Yeah, if they, I honestly think. Well, I think next year will be Kobe's last year. I think it's going to be his last year.
This could have been his last year.
But he doesn't want to go out that way.
No,
he does not want to go out.
No, he doesn't. But he will not be the same Kobe Bryant next season.
He won't be. But I think that you're having the high end. The salary cap, though, and they're going to have a luxury tax out there now.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be ridiculous. And I think that next year will be Kobe's last year. And I think that I think you don't want to have Phil Jackson there. I think, honestly, when Mike Brown was hired from the Cavs, I kind of was shocked at that, but then it clicked in my mind, you know who might be coming back, because he was the only one that listened to Mike Brown when he was coaching, and I'm talking about the piece of dirt, LeBron James. I call him the piece of dirt.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Do you think, when his contract's up with Miami, do you think Cleveland will come back with open arms?
Unfortunately, I have to say yes.
See, I say that too. I think
because who's got the cap? Who's got the cap for it? The Cavs.
If he says
who they have all that young talent.
Pair him with Kyrie Irving. If he says
Tristan Thompson,
yes,
Deion Waiters, watch out.
If he says yes, I'll come back. They're gonna it'd be just like the whole state of Ohio. You talk about when, switch sports here, when Urban Meyer, when he was at Florida, the entire state of Ohio just hated Urban Meyer. They hated the Gators. They accused him of recruiting violations. And then, of course, he's
basically calling him with treason.
When he's a free agent coach and looking for a next coach, they're all holding him open arms. Come to Ohio State. It's the same thing with Cleveland all these years.
You're going to piss off all these Ohio State fans to watch this program, too, now. Wow.
Cleveland's been... they've hated LeBron all these years ever since he left, but they didn't. Cleveland didn't do many favors. Cleveland didn't do many favors.
Three things Cleveland hates.
Who's he surrounded with? Julius Hugauskas and Anderson Varejao.
That's Shaq. He had Shaq.
That's not going to win an NBA championship.
He has Shaq.
Yeah, 36-year-old Shaq. He's not going to win an NBA championship.
Oh, here we go.
He goes to Miami.
You're getting me going now. You're getting me going here, brother.
Now they have Kyrie Irving.
You don't want to do that.
Now they have Tristan Thompson. Now they have Deion Waiters. Of course you'll come back. And the whole city of Cleveland, yeah, come back. We love you, LeBron. They'll dig their LeBron jerseys out of the burn pile.
Akron hate you. Akron hate you.
They'll take their jerseys out of the garbage, all the closets, they'll put them on.
No. Come back. The piece of dirt, I think will come back. But, the one person that he's going to kiss his ass will be Dan Gilbert. He has to kiss Dan Gilbert.
You'll love him.
Oh, if Rick Nash came back to the Blue Jackets, I would disown the Jackets. I'm telling you this right now. If Rick Nash, all right, I do the three things that Ohio teams, Ohio hates. LeBron, LeBron, Rick Nash, and I also put in the guy who ran the Browns out of the town and moved them to Baltimore. Who was this guy's name? What was his name?
Art
Modell. That's right. You put those three guys right there. They can all get hung up over the Cuyahoga River.
Hang on a second. Do you blame Rick Nash for wanting out of Columbus?
I blame.
Do you blame Rick Nash? Look at LeBron. Look at the team he was surrounded.
Look where Rick Nash went.
Look at the team he was surrounded with.
Look where Rick Nash went.
Oh, he took them to the playoffs.
Oh,
he took them to the playoffs.
What did Rick Nash have? He had absolutely nothing. He had so many goddamn
kids. Neither did LeBron. So that's why he wanted out of Cleveland. He's like, you know what? I'm tired of carrying this whole team on my back. I'm going to go to Miami where I have Dwayne Wade, where I have Chris Bosh. Where we can win.
They had that set up from the last Olympics in Beijing in 2008. They said, let's get together and build a team.
And now look what they did.
Super
they
team.
Won the NBA
They
championship.
lost the first year that they built. They finally won one last year. And they will not win one this year. I think San Antonio will win out. I think so. And that'll be the last time that Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili and Tim Duncan are all together on the same court.
I felt so happy for Rick Nash when he got out of Columbus. All those, surrounded by toilets. I mean, they were.
You're gonna start something here. You're gonna start something here. You might want to go check your tires in your car, brother, because this is gonna be something.
How many years did they make the playoffs with Rick Nash? 1 year. Why? If Rick Nash were on Bruins, if Rick Nash were on Rangers, if Rick Nash were on Penguins, Capitals, how many years they would have made the playoffs? How much further would they have gone in the playoffs if they would have had Rick Nash?
I've been rooting against the Rangers now since Nash got picked up. I've been rooting against them because even Eddie Olczyk from NBC Sports Network has called out Rick Nash because he sucks. He sucks.
We loved him in Columbus.
We loved him in Columbus because we helped him up. We helped him up. We set him up. And then what did he do? He's like, I would like to move to a better and help the organization out better. And what did Scott Housen do? He was like,
they gave him the opportunity, but they didn't surround him with anyone.
Well,
just like LeBron.
This year.
Cleveland.
You're shushing me.
Cleveland gave LeBron the opportunity, but they didn't do anything to help him after that. They gave him, all right, here's your team, and they just dropped out. He had Anderson Varejao and Zydrunas Ilgauskas surrounding him. Okay, you're not going to win NBA championships with that. Okay, do you blame him? His contract's up. All right, I'm going to go play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. And look at that. What did they win? An NBA championship last year.
No, Lucas, the way that he did it.
Yeah, I believe it was a diva move. They had the press conference. He had the decision.
You could say it on the air. It was a dick move. It was a dick move to go on national television and said that I'm taking my talents to South Beach. And when he did that, that was a spit in the Cleveland market face.
I'm not promoting LeBron James, but I can see why he did that. I can see, he wants to make a big name for himself. I've heard stories where back when he was in Cleveland, he was a complete, he had his own corner of the locker room. He had his Xbox. He had his PlayStation 3. He was all by himself. That's what superstar athletes are, and so I don't blame him for having done that. But I mean,
it's like Phil Koch purchasing all the meals for the Mud Hens the last 5 nights.
I don't blame LeBron for having left Cleveland. I don't blame Rick Nash for having left Columbus.
Well, look
why?
What he did.
Because they're a horrible team.
Let me tell you something.
They have no help.
When you have a star athlete and he leaves your club. It's like
because you don't help him. You don't help him out.
When LeBron left Cleveland, he set that organization back 5 years.
You don't help him out.
When Rick Nash left the organization, I knew the Jackets weren't going to make the playoffs for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Then they went out and picked up Marian Gaborik. Got Sergei Bobrovsky,
and now he's going to suffer.
They got Dubisky, and so on and so forth. And we don't even talk about R.J. Umberger. They picked up Umberger in 2008, and he has been a star since. We don't have a captain on the Jacket team. least we made. At least
They
we
didn't
were in
cut
the
it.
hunt for the playoffs. Your team wasn't even close.
Umberger didn't cut it. Umberger didn't cut it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God! This
I mean-
kid is driving me crazy here, folks. My face is turning red.
Yeah, a one-man team can't win a championship. I'm sorry, and that's what Cleveland was when they had LeBron. They had nobody else. Was Anderson Varejao MVP caliber? Was he an All-Star? Was he Gauskas an All-Star?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Was LeBron? Yes. He was the only one.
he was the only
Delonte West? No.
Alright.
Rick Nash? Yeah, he's an All-Star. Umberger?
No, Nash is not an All-Star. Guarantee you that.
You
That's
you
all
loved him a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, I loved him a couple months ago, but that's.
Then once again, they're at the bottom of the basement. You hate him for leaving?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah. What is this, Bill O'Reilly? But that is all the time that Lucas has got. Lucas, thank you coming in for
Thanks
the
for having
program.
me.
You're very welcome. And as always, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. This kid is just driving me crazy here, folks, and I've got to be with him for the rest of the evening. And as always, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together, and especially to the Mud Hens, to the Tigers, and to the Indians, the Phillies, and Avs.
Yeah.
Victory is sweetest when you have tasted defeat. Have a nice night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred.